Hey there everybody, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. Today, hope you're ready for some Southern rock. Today we're going to do a little Southern rock triple guitar army mayhem from two hugely popular bands from the Southern rock genre. Of course, we got Lynyrd Skynyrd with their 1976 double live album One More from the Road. And then in the other corner, 1978's Bring It Back Alive from the Outlaws. Okay, two pretty sizzling platters. Bands that I've kind of been listening to for a million years. I love them both. I just, as you know, I'm a big Southern rock guy, and I always love both of these bands because they're kind of alike in a bunch of ways, and they both, I think, really kind of encapsulated what it was to be a Southern rock band back in the glory days with just kind of ripping guitar work and tunes that were some were kind of heavy, some kind of bluesy, some kind of country. They kind of meshed it all into one pretty cohesive and enjoyable sound. Obviously, one of these bands a lot bigger than the other, right? But we're going to discuss them both here today anyway, because they're two notable live records from the Southern rock genre right around that same time. So One More from the Road, of course, also kind of came out not long before the fateful plane crash, okay, which took three of the members of the band from us, okay, Steve Gans, Cassie Gans, and of course Ronnie Van Zant, a little over a year later. But a sizzling live set, again, Skynyrd back to full throttle triple guitar attack with the addition of Steve Gaines, who joins Gary Rosington and Alan Collins to form a ridiculous guitar tandem there. A lot of great tunes on here. This is probably, arguably the strongest lineup of Lynyrd Skynyrd. But then again, did Lynyrd Skynyrd back in the 70s ever have a bad lineup? Really, they had not, right? Even if you throw Ed King into the mix, okay, another smoking guitar player. Just a great band. Many of their best tunes on here, right? So I've got the deluxe edition, okay, which was the 25th anniversary edition. I have a lot of these. These are great, which just kind of expanded on the original double album. But here we've got Working for MCA, killer. That tune was always written and meant to be played live on stage. I Ain't the One, Snarlin' I Ain't the One, probably my favorite tune on here. This is just a really, really great live album. Saturday Night Special kicks ass on here. Searchin', Gonna Be Searching. Travelin' Man, awesome. Simple Man, from Travelin' Man to Simple Man. Simple Man, one of my favorite Skynyrd tunes. Performed here impeccably. The very fun Whiskey Rock and Roller, The Needle and the Spoon, Gimme Back My Bullets, another great tune. Tuesday's Gone, great version on here. Call Me the Breeze, T for Texas, Sweet Home Alabama, Crossroads, and of course Freebird to kind of cap it all off. The bonus disc, of course, has all sorts of other alternate versions and things like that, but that's the meat and potatoes of the original double live album. It sounds great. The performances are raucous and raw and just fiery, and a band firing on all cylinders. And you have to wonder, had it not been for that plane crash, would Skynyrd have been the biggest band in the world shortly after Street Survivors? Tough to say. Beloved band, right? On the other end of the ring, we've got the Outlaws, okay, who are also doing quite well for themselves at the time. Had a string of pretty successful albums, maybe not quite on the level of Lynyrd Skynyrd, but a popular band nonetheless. And, by this time, they've got the triple guitar army going, firing at full speed ahead, full throttle. 12 tracks on this double live album. I used to play this album all the time back in the day. It's got a lot of great tunes on it. You've got Stick Around for Rock and Roll, a nice kind of funky, bluesy Southern rock tune, right? Great tune. Loverboy, killer on here. There Goes Another Love Song, their big hit, okay? Performed quite well here in front of their adoring fans. Freeborn Man, Prisoner, I Hope You Don't Mind, one of my favorite tunes. Huey Thompson and the boys just ripping it up on that one. Song for You, Cold and Lonesome, the great Holiday, okay? One of my favorite tracks from the band, the haunting, unforgettable Hurry Sundown. It's just a great tune. I always like the way this band they had that little country underpinning, right? And that little bit of pop sensibility, but man, they were just a smoking act who can rip it up with the best of them, and they could just play some sizzling, bluesy hard rock in addition to those other, elements to their sound. And then, of course, finishing it all off, kind of like their answer to Skynyrd's Freebird, the wonderful Greengrass and High Tides, Forever and Ever. All, 20 minutes and change of it on here. Blistering, probably the definitive version of that song with just some never-ending, glorious triple lead guitars just firing away in that. So a killer live album with a really cool cover. I always dug the cover. In fact, the CD's got some... I'm thinking the CD's got got pictures of the guys there, right? Whoops, hold on there. All right. So what do I think? Kind of looking at them, comparing them, because of course, seeing as we're doing this whole tournament thing, we all got to kind of cast our vote, right? Well, as much as I really, really love this a lot, it's kind of really tough for anybody to go up against this beast of a live album. So my vote, the one I prefer here, is going to be Lynyrd Skynyrd, One More from the Road. It's a killer live album. It's definitely a top shelf live album. Not that this isn't, but this it's a KO in round 4, folks. First 3 rounds, you got these 6 guitar players just kind of jabbing and weaving and punching and throwing all sorts of haymakers. But by the 4th round, man, Ronnie and company knock down Huey and company, and they don't get up. 4th round KO from Lynyrd Skynyrd. One More from the Road gets my vote here for the one I prefer out of these two, but again, there's no right or wrong answer, so be sure to cast your vote. Okay, guys, I should have done this at the top of the show. Real quick note here. I added the polls to the YouTube channel to these shows because so many people were saying, "Oh, I don't have Facebook accounts. I'm not going to Facebook to vote on the polls there because I abhor Facebook. I'm never going there. I'd rather vote here." Well, I put up the polling function, and we've had them running for the last week, and you'd be surprised how few people are voting. Okay, we're getting thousands of hits on these videos, and I'm getting 30 votes, 40 votes. All right, you got if you want to see your favorite album of these, advance in the tournament, you got to vote. If you're not going to vote on Facebook, you got to vote here. It's very simple. You see a little eye in a little circle, an eye right in the right-hand corner of the video. Just click on that. The poll's right there, and you can vote for Outlaws or Lynyrd Skynyrd. Do these on all these Classic Album War shows, because if you don't vote, it's great that you're all putting comments in, and I appreciate that, but I'm not going and sifting through hundreds of comments to see what you wrote, okay, and start adding things up. It's not going to work that way. All right, that's why the poll is there. So if you're here watching this, if you're going to take the time to write a comment about which one of these albums you like better, to take that half a second, if that, to click and vote. All right, because that's what I'm looking at. I'm not sifting through comments to see how many people said they like Skynyrd better or how many people like the Outlaws better. It's very easy on Facebook. It gives me a tally every day. At the end of the 6 days, it's black and white. This band had the most votes. I could do the same here after 6 days. But if you don't put in your vote by clicking the poll, can't count your choice, right? So please do that for me, okay? Anyway, guys, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube. The goal of these classic live album shows, of course, is to crown your favorite live album of all time. So we're making our way through round 1. We've still got probably a couple weeks to go. We've got a lot more contestants taking place. Today, these 2 Southern Rock masters going at it. 2 excellent albums. I love them both, but if I got to pick one, it's going to be Skynyrd. You do the same. We'll see you real soon, guys. Tomorrow, actually. Have a good one. Bye-bye.